Good afternoon and hello everyone. Heidi here from She Shed Arts. Today we're doing our part 4 in our Dotting 101 video series. So I'll give a few minutes for people to get on. Today for part 4, we're going to talk all about paints, and you can see I've got a lot of different paints here. So we'll do some sample dots of some different paints so you can see what those are all about. And I'm also going to talk a little bit about sealers and how to seal your project. So that'll be just a fun little thing at the end that I will throw in. And hey, Jagdesh, good to see you. So I'll throw in sealers at the end. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're just going to talk about different types of paints. I'm going to put some down here on my sample page so that you can see some of the different things that you may not have thought about. And I'll just talk about the things that I like to use and what I find works well for me. Now, I do know a lot of you are overseas, and you may not have the same availability as I do on some of these paints. So I will just, I basically just have the information for what I have available here to me in the United States. A lot of these things, though, are available online, especially like Amazon or your local overseas Amazon should have a lot of these available. And I do know a lot of you have different craft stores in your area overseas. So just take a look at what I've got, and you may find something comparable if you cannot find the exact one. So if I do not answer your question as we go through, just hang tight till the end and I'll go back and answer all the comments. So we're going to start with just a basic, really starter paint. And for me here in the United States, that's an apple barrel paint. So this is a paint that is readily available at our local box store, which is Walmart. So apple barrel is really, hey Sylvia, good to see you. Apple barrel's just a great paint to start with. You get a good, decent paint to start with that you can practice with. Consistency is not always great. So on these, you just have to practice with them and see what you like and see if it's something that works for what you're doing. But honestly, this type of paint is perfect just for starting out with your dotting and for practicing. Literally, I think this big 8-ounce bottle I got for $2.50. So you can find these pretty available here locally. So I'll show you this in another local crafting paint as well. So let's just take a look. I'll shake this up and we'll just lay a few dots down here on this so that you can see this one. So this is your apple barrel. And I'm just going to do a dot of the different brands that we do. Okay, so you can see on there, pretty good coverage, not bad for a just a beginner level paint. So that's not a bad one at all. Now, the one thing I do find though on some of these, really depending on the colors, there are certain colors that do not cover quite as well. So the ones that I find that are that way, yellows, oranges, and then sometimes whites. So, and I typically never buy the apple barrel white because especially for dotting and paint pouring, the apple barrel white, for some reason, when it dries, it cracks. So I really never buy the apple barrel white. So that's just a little tip for you, something that I have found. It's just not a paint that I use because it's just not successful for me. Okay, another one that I get at my local hardware store, it's called Craft Smart, and this is just an acrylic paint, basic acrylic. I don't remember the price on this, not too hateful. Not as cheap though as the apple barrel. Now the apple barrel paints in this 2 fluid ounce size, you can get just the basic matte color acrylic apple barrel for 50 cents. I think this is more like 99 cents, something like that per bottle. So let me open this one up and let you see this one. For me, this one maybe just a little bit better than the apple barrel. That's the Craft Smart, and just a little thicker coverage maybe. So not too bad. I don't mind using that. It's a pretty good one. Okay, let's move up here to some folk art. And let me see if I have, I've got a folk art. I do use a lot of the folk art paints. I do like those. Hey Cindy, how are you? I love the folk art paints simply because they are readily available to me. I can get these at Walmart, or I can get these at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and they do a really good job. Now, this one that I'm pulling out here, this is paint for enamels. So there are specific paints that you can use on your glassware or on your mugs. So that's what this one is, and it is dishwasher safe. So depending on what brand you get and what type of enamel or like an overall paint that you could use on just about anything, you have to follow, hey Kim, you need to follow the directions on the back of the label. It will tell you if you need to let them cure for a certain amount of time or if you can bake them in the oven. So those are things that you will follow with each individual one. They're all very similar, but this one is the Folk Art Enamel Paint. So we'll get an idea of this one. And I do like the folk arts. I think I use these quite a bit. And we're going to do some samples of some other folk art things here in a minute. So you can see that gives a really good coverage. That one is magenta. I love that color. That's one of my favorites. So I have a lot of success with that, with the folk art. Now, let's move on to deco art. So deco art is honestly my very favorite type of paint. It's my favorite brand that's not too pricey. And there are other brands that you can get, Golden Fluid and things like that. There's a lot of different brands you can get that are more pricey. But honestly, for me, just for my needs, I find that the deco art works really well for me. So let me lay a couple of those down here so you can see those. And I've got a couple of different ones here. The first one that I have is Deco Art Americana. It's an acrylic and it is a matte finish. So I will show you that one. I love the deco art because they're very true to color. They hold their color really well. I generally do not have to, yeah, are you talking about the deco art, Kim? It's wonderful, isn't it? Let me shake this one up. It's settled a little bit. The thing I like about them, so true to color, hold their color, and I really generally don't ever have to put a second dot on there. The consistency is usually really, really good. I'm not getting a great thing out of the cap there. I'm going down in the bottle, you guys. So let me get this one. Ooh, I got a lot on there, but you'll be able to see. Okay, so that is the Deco Art Americana, which is really, honestly, my very favorite paint. So I will just tell you, I love the Deco Art Americana paints. You probably hear a lot about those for people who are dotting in the dotting community. Now, another Deco Art paint that works really well are the glossy enamels. And really, so this is just a matter of preference, whether you like the matte finish or the gloss. The glossy enamel that I have here is a multi-surface paint. So this is one that you can use on a lot of different surfaces. So I like that, and I buy those just for that reason, so that I can use them on just about anything. And they hold up really well. They have good color. And like I said, anytime I'm working with deco art, I pretty much know I'm going to get a good quality paint and it's going to do what I need it to do. So I know that whenever I get that, it's just going to be the results I'm looking for. So I love deco art. Now, the next one is Deco Art Americana, and it's a multi-purpose satin. So it's a little different than the gloss. It's a satin. So let me just show you that one. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the difference. The white was the gloss, the one right before it, and this one's a satin. So I don't know if you can really tell in there that there is a difference between those, but I do like that one as well. And like I said, a lot of it is just preference. It's what you need for whatever project you're doing. All right, so let's move on to some different types of paint. So, Kim, I know, I'm bringing on the metallics, Kim. They're coming. I've got some metallics coming. I've got Deco Art metallics. Well, let me show you Anita's metallics first. So Anita's is one that I like. If I cannot find a color that I like in folk art or in deco art, then I will get Anita's. So Anita's all-purpose metallic craft paint. I do like these as well. They are really good. And like Kim was saying, oh my goodness, metallic is my favorite. Hello, hello. I absolutely love the metallics. I do a lot of different things, not only dot art, but a lot of different art. Metallics end up in my paintings. So I'll do a couple of those on there so you can see. I'm digging this out of the cap, so that may not be the great thing to do. There you go. These are a little thicker. Now, I will tell you, my experience with the metallics is I find that the longer they sit, the thicker they get. So that's a little rhyme for you. The longer they sit, the thicker they get. So you, if you put them out in the well of your little paint tray, they do tend to get a little stringy, is what I call it, stringy. Or if you don't pull your tool directly up from the dot, you'll run the risk of having a little hair come off of your dot. So I try to make sure that I keep those metallics stirred up, and I do not pour much more on my tray than what I'm going to use. Okay, so that was Anita's all-purpose metallic. Now we're going to do some Deco Art metallic. Once again, the Deco Art is the ones that I love. Kim, yes, adding water, or is there something better? You can try a little drop of water. I typically do not add anything to mine, just simply because I like the full-on strength of it. So I just try not to pour more paint out than what I'm going to use right at the moment. I don't like to water the metallics down because I don't think they're as shiny if I water them down. But it may work better for somebody else. But that's what I do. So this is the Deco Art silver metallic, and I love the silvers, the golds. Really, there is not one metallic that I have met that I do not like. So you probably see a lot of those in my paintings that I do, and I do a lot of times I will put a white metallic. So let me grab one of those. I like to mix, this is a folk art, a pearl white metallic. I will mix those with just my basic colors. So say if I wanted a metallic of this Craft Smart purple, I could mix the metallic pearl white from folk art with this one and end up with a really pretty metallic sheen with this color. So I use a ton of this folk art metallic pearl white. Let me put that on here so you can see that. That is just a great one to mix with and a great one to use for top dots. So I use a lot of this folk art pearl white mixed with the color. So what I'll do with that, if that doesn't make sense, I will generally put down, say I put down this red dot here, and I wanted to go back in with a top dot. So what I would do is I would take the pearl white, I would lay it out onto my mixing tray and just add in a small little bit of this red into that white. It's going to turn pink, but it's going to be that same family of color. I would use that as my top dot. So that was the folk art metallic pearl white that I just did. And let's do a different color of metallic. So this is folk art aquamarine, one of my favorites. So you guys can probably count how many times I say folk art metallics is one of my favorite. And I will tell you over and over, if you've been to my classes, Kim, I know you've been to my classes, I talk about metallics all the time. So people probably think that I get paid from folk art to talk about their metallic paints, and I do not. I just love them. Okay, so let's get a little dot of the That is the aquamarine blue. You can see how pretty that is. Now these are absolutely gorgeous. They hold their sheen when they dry. They're very, very beautiful metallic sheen on these when they dry. So that was another folk art metallic. Now I'm going to bring on some different types of paints. So have any of you ever worked with color shift paint? So that is my next category for folk art, the color shift. If you have not come across these yet, I highly recommend you go hunt these down. So you can see, I think you can probably see, Kim, can you see that on that lid, the different color? I'm trying to show you how this paint flashes from one color to another, and it looks just like that on your painting. So, hey Tony, good to see you. Oh, I'm so glad you came to see this. Good, Kim, do you not have these? These are awesome. So here's another sample of a color shift. So this first one I showed you, this is called Purple Flash. Second one is called Blue Flash. Oh, did you get these, Tony? You're going to love them. And the third one is that I have to show you is called Aqua Flash. So you can see, I'll hold them all three up here. You can see, I hope you can see this. They're gorgeous in person. Oh, Kim, you're wanting them. You got to get them. They go on sale over at Hobby Lobby every so often. So anyways, you can see how these are turning in different color. So that's exactly what they look like when you use them on your dot pieces. So I'm going to put some of these out here for you. So you can get them at Hobby Lobby, Kim. They actually even have some of them at Walmart. Our Walmart might be out. The Walmart in Oxford has a lot of these. So you might find them there if you want to get them local and get them quick. So let's put some of these down on here. I think they have 8 or 10 different colors. Kim, if you want, you can come over and nab a few of these and play with them if you want to try them before you buy them. They're a little more pricey, but they are well worth it for sure. Okay, let's try. This is the Purple Flash. And these are ones that, being metallic, they're a little more stringy. It's just kind of the nature of the beast with these. But they're really pretty. That is the Purple Flash. Once I get them on here, I'll hold them up so you can see them turning colors. And these are just so much fun to work with. When you get these, a couple different colors of these, or if you get these with, there is a black flash as well that is absolutely gorgeous. So that's fun to work with the two together. But these are fun. I love using these on Christmas ornaments because they really flash that color against the Christmas tree lights, and they look really nice. And then that was the Blue Flash, and then the next one is the Aqua Flash. So let me get this last one on here, and I'll pick it up so you guys can see the color change in these. Okay, so this was the Aqua Flash. So these are the color shift, and those are so much fun to use. I'll pick it up here and you can see these. So hopefully you can see the difference. You notice even more of a color change. Yeah, you need to get some of these, Kim. These would be beautiful on your crosses. They would look so nice. So you can, hopefully you can see that color change. They're gorgeous. Okay, let's talk a little bit about neons. So, neon paints. So, I have found that neons require a few coats. I only have bought them at Hobby Lobby, and I've gotten a couple different brands, Folk Art, and then I did just buy some Deco Art neons, but I was hoping they would be a little bit thicker, but it's to do with the neons. Now, I will give you one tip here. Mark's Mandalas. He does a fantastic, he uses a white dot under the neon dot. So he'll dot his whole thing out in white, and then he'll put the neon color on top of it. And that seems to help that color a little bit more. So that's in Mark's Mandalas. He's on YouTube. He's in our group as well. So he has some great information on using the neons. He does a lot of different things with the neon paints. So he has a lot of success with them. So I haven't mastered that yet, but I will give you a little sample here of that. So that is Folk Art Purple Neon. And I just made a mess here with mine. Ooh. Okay, and then I will show you the glow. It's the Folk Art Green Glow. That'll be the next one I'll show you. So the Green Glow is a little bit thinner. I think it's kind of like the other paints, the green, the yellow and the green. They're just not as thick, and I really end up just doing a kind of a globby mess. So it looks fairly thick there, but when they dry, they're not really thick. So it's kind of deceiving when you use those. So, you know, with the neons, it's kind of one of those things you have to work with them. So I just don't use them a whole lot. But like I said, Mark's Mandalas, if you go to his YouTube channel, he has some great tutorials on using neon paint. So I just wanted to throw those out there for you so you could see those. Okay, the last paint that I'm going to show you here today is some glitter paints. So now, glitter paints with dot mandalas, I will tell you, glitters for me have never worked really well for the base dot. They seem to, because a lot of times they will have a clear base to them with like a metallic glitter in them. And it seems like the base will pretty much dry up and you're left with the glitter. So that's great for a top dot, but not so great for your base dot. So I will show these to you just so you can have an idea of what they are. A lot of people ask about them because they are a beautiful paint. So I use them a lot in some of my other paint projects that I do because they leave a really nice just base coat of glitter. So I'll show you these. And like I said, if I'm going to use these in my dotting, this is the Folk Art Extreme Glitter Silver. If I use these in my dotting, then I typically use them as a top dot, just so I have them as that little hint of glitter on top. So I do use them for that. And then the other one I'm going to show you, it's a Purple Extreme Glitter, and it's a Folk Art as well. So let me show you that one. And it's the same way. Once these dry, you would notice kind of what they do. And it's just like, almost like the undercoat part of it just kind of dries away. And you've got your glitter left. So, yeah, that's why they're called extreme glitter. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you is a real extreme glitter. So these are new ones that Folk Art brought out. They're called Glitterific. They're bigger pieces of glitter, so they don't work really well for dotting, but they're more of like an accent if you're doing something that looks more, and this is so thick, you guys. These are, you can see here, I'm turning it upside down with the lid off and it's not coming out. That's how thick they are. So they just, I just never am happy with the results on these. And for dots anyways, I love them for other things, but for dots, it's just so you know, that's what they look like. So you would get just like a few pieces. I'm even going down into here to get this. They're pretty thick. I've never tried to thin them with a brush, and then you can see how that thicker piece of glitter came off the edge there. So I just have not ever had really great success with this Glitterific on dotting. So one that I just kind of discount and don't use for dotting. I use it for other things. It's beautiful on everything else. Okay, so that's the extent of what I'm going to show you for the paints today. So let's go over some sealers. I've got 2 sealers to show you and 2 different things that I would use these for. So the first one I'm going to show you is one that probably everybody's heard about. This is Mod Podge. So this is a Mod Podge gloss. Now it comes in all different types of formulations. There's matte, there's gloss, there's ones with glitter in it. There are dishwasher safe ones. There's a lot of different ones. Now, when you look at this, it says on here, water-based glue, sealer, and finish. Okay, so I will caution you to let you know this does not work well on something that you want to put outside. It is water-based, and it's considered a glue, even though they call it a sealer and a finish. You can put this over your canvas paintings if they're going to stay inside. If you just want to add a little gloss, they will help with that. They will cover, they will make it look nice, but it's not going to be like a real fancy quality to sell or anything like that. They just make the painting glossy and they look nice. Hey Mel, good to see ya. So that's what Mod Podge is. So I do use this. I like them. I like it. I like the way it looks on my paintings. But like I said, if you have rocks or something like that that you're dotting on and you want to seal them, the Mod Podge is definitely probably not going to be the result you want. So I don't use it on my rocks. The next one that I'm going to show you is probably one of my favorites as far as a sealer, but not as easy to use. So that one is the Rust-Oleum Triple Thick Glaze. So this is one that you spray on. It works on your canvases as well as your rocks. You can use this on wood products. Really, pretty much you can use this on everything. So this is a triple thick glaze. It's a high gloss finish. It does not yellow and it dries pretty fast. So I do like it, and it says at the bottom here, ideal for crafts, art, decorative projects. It really gives such a beautiful shine. So the triple thick glaze works really, really well. Now I will caution you, when you use this product, you really, really need to be outside, or you need to be in a garage with the garage door open. It has a lot of fumes, so you probably even want to wear a mask while you're using it, because it will run you out of whatever room you're in. And so I just really suggest you do not use that inside. Use this one outside. Beautiful results, just watch your fumes, okay? And I've got one other little varnish I want to show you. This is something that I picked up not long ago, and it works really nice on little stones or little jewelry pieces that I'm dotting on or anything like that. And that is a Deco Art product, and it's called DuraClear, and it's a satin varnish. It's a little polyurethane satin varnish that you can use on just small little jewelry type products or small little mandala products that you're making. So it's a great little one. It's a brush on that you would use. It's a 2 fluid ounce. I picked this up at Hobby Lobby. I think you can get it at Michael's here local, and I do believe you can get this on Amazon. So it's another good one as well. All right, everybody. So I hope that gave you some great ideas on what to do for your paints, as well as a couple ideas for sealers for your projects. If you have any questions, please let me know. Make sure you put them here in the bottom of the video, and I will answer your questions as best I can. And also I want to let you know that I will be back on Sunday evening, so this coming Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be doing dot practice. We'll be walking the dots. So I'm going to give you all kinds of great tips on how to walk the dots and how to make those walk dots look good. So we'll talk all about that, and we may get into something else. So if you guys want something else along the line of the walked dots, or something having to do with that, just let me know and I'll incorporate that in. So that's this coming Sunday. I believe that's the 23rd of August, and it will be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see y'all then. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.